All right, I put the toothpaste on to give me a little bit of the weathering look, the chip paint. So we're going to try to see what this looks like. I had the metallic underneath, and then I will remove that. I put some just some gray enamel over it, so you can see it just kind of rubs off. Again, giving us that underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and see what else it looks like, and I'll show you guys the finished product. So I went ahead and removed a lot of the toothpaste, actually all the toothpaste. You can see it came off pretty easily, just wiped away with a paper towel. So a lot easier than the masking fluid and a lot cheaper. So what I'm going to do is probably go ahead and hit the rest of my pieces. So this looks like it will be an effective method. Like I said, much cheaper and a lot easier than the masking fluid. So here we are at my kitchen table. I'm going to go ahead and add some more of this toothpaste to one of our shoulder pieces. What I'll probably do is concentrate on some of these pitted areas, the imperfections in the armor when I was applying the Rondo and the resin. So again, I might use some of these imperfections as some gouges in the metal, some dents, as well as some pitting. So again, I'll cover that with the toothpaste, and like I did on my previous piece, I'm just going to go ahead and use my paint brushes to apply this pretty liberally. I don't want to do too much because again, I'm going to do about 3 different colors. So this is a metallic base that's over the top of my primer. I'll paint this with a gray enamel, and then I will mask off some more with toothpaste for my colors that I want to use for this shoulder piece. So I've added the toothpaste here. You can see where I've masked off a lot of these pitted areas, and then what I'm going to do is take this out to my balcony and hit this with the gray enamel, and then about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, I'll probably brush this off. We'll see how this shoulder piece turns out. All right, here we are on my balcony. You'll see the enamel that I'm using. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm probably going to put my phone down so I can actually hit these edges here a little better, just to make sure that I get full coverage with this. And you can see where the toothpaste is kind of masking off the silver still. But again, I'm going to stop recording here just so I can make sure that I get good coverage on this enamel. So here we are. I've covered this completely, and like I said, I will let this sit for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour, just to make sure that it's dry. All right, I have went ahead and taken off the enamel that I painted on earlier, and you can see where the toothpaste has kind of removed a lot of the area that was covered. Actually painted the toothpaste on, sprayed the enamel over it, and then went back in with the toothpaste. I will say, get it early, as well as use a little bit of cool water, not warm water, and you can actually remove it pretty easily, fairly easily. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this shoulder piece, this shoulder armor. I'm going to do these 2 different colors, and I'm going to use kind of a red and maroon color on this one, and maybe the beige and brown here. But what I'm going to do is make this look like the front of my T-visor on the helmet. So I'm going to go ahead and get some more toothpaste on this to mask up some of this area, and then we'll be ready to shoot that with the first layer of red. Alright, so you can see I've masked off a lot of the areas here with the toothpaste again. covering some of the silver and a little bit of the extra gray enamel color. And what we're going to do is we're going to dust this really quick with some red, and then we'll go back over that. Probably about an hour after that, we'll wipe the toothpaste off and then let that dry for at least another day before we try to put our second coat on this shoulder piece. So you can see how the toothpaste is already starting to bubble up a little bit there with the paint. Like I said, just keep doing that, probably another 2 or 3 passes, and then, like I said, I'll let this dry for about an hour. So here I am at our sink. I'm going to go ahead and run a little bit of water on what we just painted. You can see that the toothpaste blocked a little bit of the silver. It did bubble up just a bit, but we're going to see what happens. I could wipe this off with a paper towel. See, it kind of peels off pretty easily. But I'm just going to go ahead and use the water. See if we can get that off. You can see that it exposes both the metal and the gray enamel. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this off and see what it looks like with our finished product. So here we are with a wiping this off, all the toothpaste. You can see it's given the multiple colors, the layering that I'm looking for. And a lot of folks will be like, oh, you're putting way too much weathering on it. That's fine. I'm going for a very distressed look. Think about Boba Fett after the pit, Cobb Vanth wearing his armor, looking more along the lines of one of those. And again, I'll have one more layer of a darker red that goes over the top of this. And we'll be done with this particular piece, and we'll move on and paint the rest of the armor. So we got this breast piece, first layer of yellow, and then we're going to follow that up with that beige color. I'm just going to see what this looks like when we start to rub the toothpaste off. Just using a little bit of cool water. And again, that toothpaste will start to just rub off and reveal the paint below. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. So I went ahead and I've removed all of the toothpaste, and we've exposed the silver as well as the gray enamel. So again, I've got one more layer. We're going to use that beige, and then once we get all of our pieces painted, we'll start weathering those. But you can see it's a time-consuming process, but relatively easy using the toothpaste instead of the masking fluid.